What's going on, everyone? So Austin Reaves has been very disappointing this postseason, right? He has essentially been a non-factor. He's had, three good quarters this entire postseason, and we've played 4 games, right? So that means we've played 16 quarters, and he's just been a liability in so many areas. And this is a guy that was on a tear. Right, this was a guy that, there were conversations about, is he the third best guy in the league, right? The best third player on a big three with Luka and LeBron and all that. And, look, I praised Austin Reaves, right? Many people praise Austin Reaves. Now, I know I'm very critical earlier in the season because it was warranted. He wasn't the same guy he was the last 3 months of the season, right? He really kind of just started to figure stuff out. The Luka trade happens. He starts being better, right? And it was looking like, okay, man, Austin Reaves, LeBron, and Luka, those 3 are going to be able to handle a good majority of the offense, right? What did I talk about? LeBron and Luka have to be transcending. Austin Reaves has to be great. And there is a real version of this where we could hoist the Larry O'Brien trophy. Well, LeBron and Luka have been, and they've held up their part, right? Austin Reaves is the guy that is just not shown up to the level in which we need him to. Now, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that because of the third quarter he had and, just the second half of last game, I'm hoping that will bleed into and translate into these next games, however many are left, right? Because if he can get it going and he can start hitting shots and he continues to be aggressive and he can actually do what we need him to do, there is a chance that the Lakers can pull this off. I wouldn't bet on it. I don't count on it. I don't think that they will, just because, again, this team hasn't shown me these last 4 games enough to go, yeah, this is a team that can do that, right? Game 2's defense was fantastic, but the offense still struggled, right? And now we just haven't been able to put it all together. Lakers have had a hard time putting it all together. But part of the putting it all together is Austin Reaves doing Austin Reaves things, hitting shots. And to Austin Reaves' defense, right, he has been more relegated to solely off ball, right? Now, that doesn't mean he hasn't had opportunities to be on ball. That doesn't mean that he hasn't gotten the ball. They were trying to get him going, particularly in that fourth quarter, and he couldn't handle the ball pressure. Austin Reaves struggles with ball pressure, something we've talked about for years, and he struggles with physicality, something we've talked about for years, right? And that, I think, is a problem that needs to get worked out and addressed. But the problem is, I don't think he's going to be able to fix that, in these next 3 games. Now, that doesn't mean he can't be better. That doesn't mean that they can't run actions and sets to kind of get him, off certain guys off him. Because Anthony Edwards is essentially just taking him out of the game, right? Anthony Edwards, with his physicality, with his strength, with his athleticism, right? Him just pressuring Austin Reaves. So can they kind of help Austin Reaves get off? But Austin Reaves also can't just settle. That's a big problem Austin Reaves has had too. He's settling. He's taking 11 threes a game. That's him settling, right? Instead, Rui has, he's taking some threes, but he's also at least driven to the basket and, knocked down the mid-range or gotten to his spots. Austin Reaves is at his best. And I've said this a million times. I said this even when I was critical of him. What was my biggest criticism for those that were there at that time when I was criticizing Austin Reaves? It was his lack of aggression, him settling too much, right? I understand he's not going to get the foul calls that he gets in the regular season, which unfortunately is a big part of his game. And it's something, again, that I've talked about, right? We've seen it with guys like James Harden. Austin Reaves is essentially a wish version of James Harden, right? He's not as good as James Harden, but his ability to just create the contact, get to the line 10 times a night, right? That is a big part of his production. And then when his offense isn't falling or his shot isn't falling, he's able to just kind of foul bait, get to the foul line, right? Shoot, knock down those free throws, start seeing the ball go through the rim a little bit, and then all of a sudden, you see him start stretching the floor. Well, he doesn't get that. But that doesn't mean you don't be aggressive. Put the pressure on the defense. Don't bail them out. Get into the teeth of the defense. Make plays. Have guys win their cutters. Then, boom, Austin Reaves, again, even as a playmaker, right? Something that I've talked about very heavily is he's not a true playmaker, right? But he can make plays. But he is best at making plays when he is being aggressive, because now he's just taking what the defense gives him. He gets in the teeth of the defense, creates that dribble penetration, defense collapses because he's right there and they know he could score, and then you have, a Jared Vanderbilt as a cutter, boom, easy cut, or, LeBron, easy lob, or Jackson Hayes, easy lob, whatever, right? But when he's not doing that, and he's being passive, and he hits that first, he gets that first contact, and you see him pass out, or you see him, where in the regular season, he'll just keep going. He'll take that first contact, kind of switch directions, and be crafty and get to the basket and finish. We've seen him do it a couple times this series, but he hasn't been able to do it possession after possession after possession with him having the ball. And more often than not, he wants to just settle and shoot threes. We need Austin Reaves to be what we saw him be the last 3 months of the season, right? When he was getting the praise and there were the conversations and there were the talk, right? But he's been a no-show. And the problem is, this isn't the first time for the postseason, right? That Denver series, he was not great last year. And then he was excellent in the Memphis series, right? His emergence here, excellent in the Memphis series. Then he was terrible in that Warriors series, particularly through the first, I think it was 4 games or so. He started figuring stuff out at the end, but that, Klay Thompson was just abusing him. It was bad, right? I mean, again, evidence is on this channel, right? So, then you had that. Then you got into the Denver series again, and he was actually good in that Denver series, right? He wasn't great, but he was good, right? And just Denver was just better than us, right? So then fast forward to last year, right? Austin Reaves, 28% from three-point range, was not the guy we needed, was not consistent, getting bodied on the defensive side of things. Fast forward to this year, and he's been bad. He just has. He's been bad. There's no excusing this, right? When D'Angelo Russell was no-shows in the playoffs, everybody was like, oh, he's trash. But Austin Reaves doing this, right? Again, it's the same thing. We're in the playoffs, and Austin Reaves isn't showing up. We just don't have D'Lo to go whoa, but D'Lo, right? Austin Reaves is now it. And he's not showing up to the level in which we need him to show up. He's not even partly there, right? He's a shell of himself. Right? He's shooting 31% from three-point range again and all that stuff. Now, again, can he get it going? Yes, we saw it, in spurts. We saw it, in the third quarter of yesterday or 2 days ago's game or whatever, right? Last game, game 4, right? And then we saw it in, what was it, game 2, right? Where he had that first half or whatever, right? So we've seen him have a half and a quarter and a half, right? So he's basically, like I said, had 3 quarters of him being what the Lakers need. Can he just put that together over the course of a game? Right? If he can get back to being that 20-point-a-game scorer, then one, that'll take pressure off of LeBron and Luka. I mean, again, we're not winning games when LeBron and Luka are the only 2 guys. I mean, I made a community post at the halftime, right? Where it was dude, we need, Luka and LeBron need help. They got literally, the Lakers at halftime, outside of LeBron and Luka, only scored, I think it was 12 points. Right? You're not winning many games that way. When LeBron and Luka are accounting for, 90 points a game for you. Right? Again, they're not going to be able to beat Minnesota by themselves. They need help. And it's not a coincidence. Rui started showing up, right? Rui started hitting shots. He was great to his credit, towards that, in that third quarter and some spots of the fourth, hit that huge 3, right? To regain the lead, right? Austin Reaves starts to cook, starts to do his thing in the third. It's not a coincidence that all of a sudden we were up 10 and looked like we were in full control going into the fourth quarter. But then Austin Reaves starts to struggle again, right? Luka and LeBron are gassed, right? Rui Hachimura, again, wasn't what he was in that third quarter. He had a couple key shots, but, he wasn't as aggressive. You just started to see the wheels fall off. And we saw this. We've seen this several times. The Denver series. This will be the 3rd year in a row that the same thing has happened, where the Lakers have looked like they can win this and just botch it at the end, fumble it at the end. And it's frustrating because I do think the Lakers win, if they play the right way and Austin Reaves showed up and all that stuff, I do think the Lakers are a better team. I do think the Lakers are better than Minnesota. I just think Minnesota has been better. Minnesota has wanted it more. They've played harder. They've worked harder. Their role guys have stepped up. Our guys haven't. Right? It's that simple. Right? Our guys that we're counting on beyond Luka and LeBron are not showing up on a regular basis. Their guys are. Naz Reid hit a huge three. Gil Alexander-Walker, right? Julius Randle, and it's just their guys are doing what they need to do. Dante DiVincenzo, right? Like their guys are doing what they need to do. Their guys are playing physical, healthy, great, aggressive basketball. Jaden McDaniels is averaging like 20 a game in this series. Like Jaden McDaniels is outplaying Austin Reaves. Like what? Right? Like that would have not even been a thought a month ago. A month ago, everyone would have been like, man, Austin's like, stop. Jaden McDaniels isn't, stop. Like, Jaden McDaniels defensively, yes, fantastic. Right? One of the best defenders in the league. But he's not outplaying Austin Reaves. He's not averaging. He's not going to give you, a 30-piece and a 25-piece. Stop, right? Like, but guess what happened? It did. Austin Reaves has been a no-show. Jaden McDaniels has been their third best player. Right? Austin Reaves was supposed to be that guy. Lakers in this series were supposed to have the three best players on the court, not name Anthony Edwards, right? Luka and Ant-Man would wash each other out. LeBron, no one's better than LeBron on Minnesota. And Austin Reaves is supposed to be the third best player compared to whoever they have as their third. And that hasn't happened. Right? Like, Lakers got to figure it out. Austin Reaves has to figure it out. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Do you agree with me, disagree with me, kind of mixed in the middle? Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.